Hi, Keith Abel here with another quick blog post. Today's blog post is actually from a training call that I did for my team today. It's titled Prospecting and Where to Find Leads. So I hope you enjoy this one. Good morning, everybody. This is Pharmacist Keith with the Healthy Lifestyle Champions Call. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week. I know I've been having a great week. Just wanted to welcome everybody to the call. As usual, this is our Saturday morning call. Of course, here in Kentucky, it's already noon. So anybody on the East Coast, I want to welcome you and say good afternoon. For the rest of the country, good morning. The goal of this call is to help with the Aim High team. This is the Aim High team call, and just want to help you guys get your profession to the next level, to take your business to that next level. So today we're going to talk a little bit on different sources of leads and prospecting. Just wanted to start off just defining there's three types of people in network marketing. And if you're going to be involved in network marketing, you've got to decide that you want to go professional. You got to decide to go pro. So the three categories of people in network marketing, and of course I've seen them all, and I've been them all myself. There's the posers, there's the amateurs, and there's the professionals. As Eric Worre defines it, the posers are people that treat this profession like a lottery ticket. They're hoping to hit it big with as little effort as possible. And, you know, when I first started out, of course, I started out that way as well. My hope was, that I could team up with a good upline person and just kind of ride the wave to success with them. And I think you can agree with me that if you stay in that category, if you stay with that mindset, you're never going to get anywhere in the business. In fact, most people that stay in that mindset don't last more than 90 days in the business. So I knew I had to take things to the next level, and actually in January of 2013, I actually did take things to that next level. The next level up from being a poser is to be an amateur, and that's what I was at that point. Amateurs focus on different things. They don't focus on, they want to hit it rich. They're looking for that the lottery ticket. At the amateur level, one of the things you start looking at is that you have to actually take a little bit of responsibility for the business. Of course, you're still focused on, as an amateur, on luck. You're really still focused on getting lucky and signing that one monster distributor who's going to do it all for you and make you rich. And of course, we've all heard stories of people where that's happened and it's completely changed their lives by signing up one person. But in reality, even if the stories are true, in reality, it doesn't serve the profession of network marketing very well, and it does not serve you very well, because it makes people spend their time hoping for a big hit. The second thing that I focused on as an amateur was timing. I was always worried about the timing. Did I get in early enough? Guys, I joined 14 different network marketing companies over a couple-year period, and this is one of the things that I concentrate on. Could I be the youngest top-level person in the company? How many other leaders were already in my local market? Were there too many people to compete against? Were there enough to get true momentum going? How was the company itself? Was it too big? Did I miss the growth curve already? Was it too late? Was it too small of a company? Was I worried that it's not going to be there in a year? And then the third thing I focused on as an amateur was positioning. Was I in the right leg, the right organization? Did other people in the organization have a better spot than me? Maybe I didn't have the right upline. Would I do better somewhere else? And then the fourth thing that I focused on as an amateur was shortcuts. I was always looking for an angle, some type of gimmick that came down the road. You know, we all see them all the time. Our inboxes are full of them. You know, wasn't I up for it? Should I do newspaper advertising? Okay. Should I put help wanted signs by the road? You know, should I pass out flyers at the mall? Should I go door to door? You know, should I post all these things on the internet and just hope that someone would come along and sign up for the business? And, you know, really, I tried all those different things and early on, and, you know, especially the online, all the different online things that came down the road. I've tried so many different ones. You know, the different lead generation things that are out there. I can't think of the names of them, but it's where you post your information and they send you so many guaranteed people to your website. You know, folks, it was just a waste of time, because all the people they're sending to the website were people just like you that were hoping to get somebody to come to their website to join the business. And, you know, I finally, you know, I had some success last year. I did take my business, get it off the ground as an amateur, and was able to generate enough money to, you know, have that extra income coming in to help us when the economy hit us the worst. But then finally this December, I guess mid-November, I decided I really need to take this up to the next level, and I really needed to, as Eric Worre says, to go pro, to do what I need to do to become the leader, quit relying and bellyaching on the fact that I had no other leaders here locally to work with me, and just had to decide at that point that I'm going to take it to the next level. You know, and guys, I've told you before on these calls that I spent the next couple months, you know, from mid-November to the beginning of January, studying everything I could on network marketing and what it takes to take things to that next level. Read, you know, probably a dozen different books on network marketing. You know, at the end of the call, I'll go over some of the books that I read. But I guess what I'm trying to do with these calls and with this training is try to help you guys get to that next level and go from being the poser to the amateur, and then from the amateur to the professional, and just try to teach you some of the things that I learned and how to apply those things. Try to cut out the learning curve for you. You know, there's a phrase in the network marketing professional. It says, "Ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice." And, you know, the point of the phrase is it's better to be excited and ignorant than it is to be apathetic and smart. You know, that's probably true to an extent, but we shouldn't be choosing one or the other. Well, let me give you an example. Let's say that you were in need of an operation. At the hospital, you meet your doctor. He comes in and says, "I'm very excited to conduct this operation. I'm so passionate about it, I can hardly sleep. No one on earth wants to help you more than I do." You say, "Well, wow, thanks, Doc. How long have you been doing these types of operations?" And he says, "Well, I've never had any schooling in this particular operation, and I've never practiced, and I've never done one, but it doesn't matter because I'm so passionate." How are you going to feel? The enthusiasm's great, but eventually you need to marry that passion with some skills. And that's the point of these calls, is I want to try to take that ignorance on fire and let's connect that up with some skills of being a professional network marketer, and let's, you know, take our business to the next level. Professional athletes, they devote endless hours to preparing for a competition. But when they join network marketing, they won't give one day's worth of effort to learning the skills. Doctors, they'll devote decades of their lives at a huge financial expense to become physicians. But when they join network marketing, they won't give a month's study and practice to becoming a network marketing professional. And by now you've noticed that I use professional a lot. I do that on purpose because network marketing is more than just a project. It's not an industry, it's a profession. And if you do it right, it's really a great career choice. It can take you out of working in a job that doesn't make you happy to a place of total freedom. And guys, that's what I've been looking for now for the last, I don't know, since 2007, 2009, somewhere in there. That's when I first came across the idea, well, I can't say first, but that's when I first started seriously considering the idea of network marketing and started seriously looking at the different things in different ways. That's when I realized that network marketing is a better way, that there is a better way to create long-time security for my family. You know, I look forward to a time when, and I think the time's coming, much quicker than we all expect, but to a time when people will say, I'm a doctor, but I'm also a network marketing professional. I'm a pharmacist, but I'm also a network marketing professional. I'm a construction worker, but I'm also a network marketing professional. You know, I think the more we hear those words, the more the world's going to be ready for a better way, for the better way that we've got to offer them. Now, like any profession, you need to learn some skills. And I hope by now that I've been successful in convincing you that network marketing is a better way, and I hope I've also gotten the point across that you're going to be involved. If you're going to be involved, it's going to become a profession for you. Then you have to learn some more skills. You have to take take it a little more seriously and take it to that next level. Unlike other professions, you're not going to need a lot of money for your education in network marketing. You won't have to take out student loans, and you can actually earn while you learn in network marketing. In addition, the profession isn't biased. In fact, it's the most equal opportunity profession on earth. Your background, your experience, your contacts, your age, your race, your gender, none of those things matter in network marketing. And none of those things matter if you want to take your skills to that next level and become a pro. And finally, this isn't complicated. You know, the skills necessary to grow a large and successful business are learnable. And you'll have a surprising number of people that are financially motivated to help you along the way. You know, it just amazes me that the attitude most people have about the business, and you know, the way they think that the industry is you know, a get-rich-quick scheme or something like that, when in reality it is a legitimate profession. A legitimate profession has stood the test of time. It has stood the test of law. Numerous lawsuits over the years have been won by network marketing companies that have proven that this is a legitimate way to make a living. So I guess I just want to go on and get into the topic of today, and the topic of today is finding prospects. So when people look at network marketing, one of their biggest questions is, do I know anybody? They believe if they know a lot of people, then they can have lots of success in the business. And if they don't know a lot of people, they don't have a chance. It sounds logical, but it's just not true. As I mentioned, you know, previously, you know, there's three kinds of people in network marketing. There's the posers, there's the amateurs, and there's professionals. And when it comes to finding prospects, the posers, they make a mental list of 3 or 4 people, maybe 5 people, that they hope are going to join the business with them. And then their entire future is based on the response of those 3, 4, 5 people. If they're lucky enough to get one of them, they can extend the life of their career for a short time. They might even make another mental list of 3 or 4 people that hopefully will eventually decide to join them as well. But hopefully eventually they'll stop being a poser and upgrade to the amateur rank. it may surprise you that approximately 80% of all the people who join network marketing approach the task of building a business as posers. It's true. 8 out of 10 distributors first approach their business with the poser mentality. They make a small list, a small mental list, and see what happens. They never set out to develop the necessary skills. Your job is to make sure that you're not one of them, and then help your team do the same thing. Educate people, help them to understand how powerful this opportunity can be if they treat it with the respect that it deserves. With posers, their only real chance is luck, and that luck had better happen fast or they're out of the game. The second group of people that I mentioned earlier was the amateurs. Instead of a small mental list, these people actually make a written list, which is a step in the right direction. Let's say they make a list of 100 prospects. They charge out there with excitement, but not a lot of skill. They begin prospecting their list, and their list begins to diminish. As it grows smaller and smaller, their anxiety levels grow higher and higher. Their biggest fear becomes running out of people to talk to. And guys, I know that was my fear as well, because my list was a small list, and I was worried to no end, what am I going to do when I run out of people to talk to? You know, it never occurred to me that finding quality people to prospect was a skill that could be developed. Up to this point in my career, I always viewed the list as the ticket to wealth. If you had a good list, you succeeded, and if you had a bad one, you either had to get lucky or you'd fail. I guess my defining moment in the profession came a year ago. You know, I've been unemployed for a year. Like I said, I had a small list of people to look at, and I decided to find out what, you know, professionals did for prospecting. You know, what was it? You know, how did they go about prospecting people? Where did they find people to talk to? Because surely most people, you know, most people who have joined this business don't have massive lists of people that they can talk to that seems to be unlimited. So, you know, that's kind of what happened to me a year ago. And I came across Harvey Mackay. I think it was through a Success magazine. There was an interview of Harvey Mackay. He's the author of the book How to Swim with Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive. And one of the things that they asked him in the interview was, you know, how did he build such a large list of people? And he said that his dad, when he was 18 years old, sat him down, and his dad told him, Harvey, starting today and for the rest of your life, I want you to take every person you meet, get their contact information, and find a creative way to stay in touch. And he'd done that for over 60 years. And today his list of friends totals more than 12,000 people. And these aren't just social friends. They're real friends, people that he can actually pick up the phone and call. And they'll take the call. So if you want to build a master list and build the ability to create a list that never ends, then you've got to adopt that mentality, adopt what Harvey talks about there. So step one, you make your list, make it as comprehensive as you can. Include every person you can think of, every person. It doesn't matter if you think they're a prospect or not. Your database is going to be one of your most important assets in your business. Everybody you know goes on that list. If they're negative, put them on the list. If you hate them, put them on the list. If they're your best friend, put them on your list. If they said, I'll never be involved in network marketing in my entire life, put them on your list. If they're 98 years old, put them on your list. If they're 18 years old, put them on your list. It's important to do this because as you empty your mind out on paper, it's going to make more room for new contacts to find room in your mind. And when you write down your nephew, you'll begin to think about the circle of people around your nephew. All these connections will become apparent to you as you make your list more and more comprehensive. Think about everything, every organization you've ever been involved in, every group you've ever been a part of, everything you've ever done. If you do this right, it'll end up being hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of people on that list. You're not required to prospect all these people. Don't worry about that at this point. You may never prospect all of them ever. That's up to you, but it's extremely important to do the work necessary to truly capture your network on paper. Now, step 2. Have you ever heard the concept that we're all only 6 contacts away from any person in the world? 6 degrees of separation. I'm not real sure if that's true or not, but I do believe in the concept. Step 2 is looking at your list and then thinking about the people that they know. That's the 2nd degree of separation. Chances are you'll know a good majority of the people that they know. Think about the members of your family. Who do they know? Add those people to your list. Think about your friends. Who do they know? Add them to your list. Think about all the relationships in your life. Who do they know? Add them to your list. Don't worry about what you're going to do with the list, yes. We're going to talk about that over time, but just keep building that list. Step 3 is to constantly expand that list. And this is what I've learned in this past year. This is why the professionals call this an active candidate list. It never stops growing. The pros have a goal to add at least 2 people to their list every single day. They may not prospect them all, but as Harvey Mackay's father said, they go on the list, and you should find a creative way to stay in touch with them. He wrote another book called Dig Your Well Before You're Thirsty, and it deals with that concept. If you think about this as a core skill, you realize it's not very hard. You come into contact with people every single day. Just add them to your list. You meet people through online social media. Add them to your list. You do business with people. Add them to your list. Jordan Adler, he's the author of the book Beach Money, and he's also a 7-figure earner in network marketing, and he's a master at that. He just lives his life, and he's always making new friends. And if you look at his business, almost all the people he's recruited into his user organization are people he didn't know when he started network marketing. He's a professional. Professionals develop a higher level of awareness. They pay attention to the world around them. They know they'll be introduced to new people all the time. Posers and amateurs don't even notice the people around them. They just go through their day saying, what people, I don't see people. I don't meet people. So how hard would it be to raise your awareness and add 2 people to your list every single day? I want you to think about it. If you did that 6 days a week, that's over 600 new people in a year. Do that for 5 years, it's over 3,000 people in 5-year time. Can you see why professionals don't worry about running out of people to talk to? Please understand, I'm not saying you should assault all these people with your pitch the moment that you're introduced to them. Some people in network marketing make that list and they make that mistake, and it's just not good. Some people in network marketing make the mistake that as soon as they meet somebody, they start pitching them. Just add them to your list, make friends, develop the connection, and then when the time is right, you can help them understand that you have a better way. You can help them understand what you have to offer, whether it's one of Dr. White's products to help people with a medical issue they're having, or whether it's the network marketing industry as a way to solve their time problem or their family freedom problem or spending time with their kids problem or working too many hours problem. Just develop the people over time by continuously to add people to your list. I mean, folks, I've got a 2.5-inch binder where in the last year I've completely filled that binder up with all the people that I've met through all different means. Some of them were in my business. About 300 of them from that binder are in the business. The rest of them aren't. But the point is, you got to continuously grow that list and then continuously find ways to stay in contact with them. That's the part of it I'm having difficult with, is trying to find ways to stay in contact, but that's something I'm working on. So step 4, you've got to network on purpose. Professionals network on purpose. It's hard to meet new people if you're hiding from the world. You've got to get out there. You've got to have some fun. You've got to join a gym. You've got to find a new hobby. You've got to volunteer for some cause. That's important to you. Find places and organizations where you can meet new people. Not only is it going to be good for your business, but it's also a great place to meet some great new friends. I recently joined the Knights of Columbus. It's something that I'd thought about for a long time and thought I'd never have time to do it, but I joined. I finally joined. So you just got to find some different organizations that you think you would enjoy the type of people that you're going to meet there, and just step out of the box and join. It's amazing what you're going to find. So now, we talked a little bit about the need for prospecting and how you need to add people to your list. I want to share with you 29 sources. I think it's 29 sources of where you can find leads. Okay, one of them I just mentioned. That's networking events. Join some type of organization and just network. Don't join the freaking organization and immediately start telling them all about your product and your business and everything else. Join the organization and start meeting people and start learning about people and learning about their desires and their needs, and eventually contact them. So number one is networking events. Number two, Craigslist. Now, Craigslist does not allow network marketing to advertise. And I'm not saying to go on Craigslist and advertise. I've tried it. It does not generate very many leads when I've tried it. I know there's some people out there to say they've done it and they've done fantastic. But a better way to look at the Craigslist is look at the other people that are placing ads. You can pick out the ones that are in network marketing. Look at the other people that are placing ads and reach out to them. Find out how they're doing. Be interested in them, and develop a relationship there. Wouldn't it be fantastic at some point in your career to have another network marketer that's already got experience, that's already building a list, eventually come into your organization? So you just want to network with these people and get to know them and share with them, and eventually share your opportunity with them. Facebook, this is another place. You got your friends list, but you also have groups on Facebook. There's all kinds of groups that you can join. Join the group and provide value. Participate in the conversations on there. And get to know some of the people on there. Eventually you're going to know some of the people because some people post more often than others. And get to know them a little bit. Invite them to become a friend. Like I said, get to know them a little bit more. And eventually find a way to bring your business opportunity or Dr. Wiley's health products into the conversation. Another thing that you can look at is on cork boards. Car washes, grocery stores, they've all got these cork boards. And they're all full of all these business cards. I'm not saying go put your business card up there. I mean, you can. That's a slow way to do it. But what I'm saying is you go and collect the business cards of the other people and you reach out to them. Reach out to them. These are all business people looking for ways to make money. So reach out to them and see if they're open to another opportunity, another stream of income. Okay, we talked about your warm market. A lot of us are chicken to go after a warm market. So go to your warm market with the approach that you are wanting a referral from them. That you know that they're not really interested, and you want to find a way, see if they know of anybody that would be interested, and get them in front of the presentation. The whole idea here is to get them in front of the presentation. You don't care whether they're going in front of the presentation with the idea that it's something they're going to do, or if you're showing them the presentation so you can get a referral from them. The whole idea is you're going to get them in front of a presentation. So that's another way. Google. Search Google with your city and some type of professional, like your city and realtors, your city or financial planners. Pick a field that maybe you can relate to and start contacting those people about additional ways to create income, additional ways to create some revenue for themselves. Also, there's meetup groups. There's meetup groups all the time. So go to Meetup and find out what groups are meeting in your area. Join them. This is another type of networking event. Join those, become involved in that, and like I said, over time, develop a relationship with these people and eventually present your opportunity to them. LinkedIn's another good one. LinkedIn is, in fact, a fantastic place because the people on LinkedIn are, for the most part, business professionals. It's a business professional networking website. So LinkedIn is a fantastic one. You've got Twitter. Join some groups on Twitter. Follow the groups. Let's find the people that respond a lot that you can relate to. Develop a conversation with them. Get them off Twitter. Maybe to join your Facebook page or even contact, personally and talk with them. So the whole idea there is, again, it's just another way to meet people. YouTube's another excellent source. When you're watching YouTube videos, if you see one that really moves you, comment. Try to get to know the person a little bit. That's another chance of networking with somebody. You've got your church events. Church events are a fantastic one. Everybody's meeting there more on a casual basis, and people tend to talk a little bit more about themselves and about what they want and some of their needs. So church events is fantastic. Again, I can't stress it enough. Don't push your business opportunity on these people in your first conversation. You want to get to know the people, and you want to find reasons to creatively get in touch with them. Another one is some people have had success with are what's called drop cards or sizzle cards. These are cards that are meant to be left around to arouse curiosity to your business. A drop card or a sizzle card will have a phone number on it with a sizzle message. A sizzle message is a short message to try to get people to gain some interest in finding out more about what you do. So drop cards or sizzle cards can be used. I know one person that he would take his sizzle card, had his 800 number on there and a little sizzle message about creating some extra income. He would take that little sizzle card, it's about the size of a business card, and he would write on the back of it with a Sharpie, "Hey Ted, you really need to look at this." Okay. Then he would fold it in half. Okay. Get it dirty, maybe put it on the floor, rub his feet on it or whatever. And then when he would go to a mall, he would leave those things laying around. And people would pick them up and then actually call the number to see what that's all about. And some of them would leave a message and he would have a new lead. The reason why he made them look like they fell out of somebody's pocket or out of their purse is because if he left fresh ones sitting around, the mall security people would pick it up immediately, and you get a call from the mall manager. But by making them look a little worn, it was more like somebody just dropped it by accident, and they didn't bother with it. They didn't call you and get upset with you for doing that. So sizzle cards is another way. Here's one I bet you've never thought of. You get all these advertisements in the junk mail, and they all have a prepaid return envelope in them. Credit card offers, bills, whatever. They all have this prepaid envelope in them. So develop yourself a letter, because a person opens those. So develop yourself some sort of letter about creating an extra income, and put your sizzle card in there and send that to them. It's not going to cost you anything. Okay? Same thing with telemarketers. If you're on the no-call list, you need to get yourself off the no-call list, because every telemarketer calls in, what skills do they have right off the bat? They have communication skills. They're not afraid of no's. Believe me, I was a telemarketer for years. You get a lot of no's before you get to that one yes. So they're not afraid of the no's. So take yourself off the no-call list, let the telemarketer give their spiel, and then compliment them on how professional they sounded, and ask them, if I could show you a way to make some extra income that didn't interfere with what you're doing there, would that be something you'd be interested in? And if they are, then if you've got a sizzle line like I've talked about several times here, give them that phone number, tell them to call that and listen to what it has to say, and then leave a message afterwards how to get in contact with them. So that's another one. There's a lot of people out there that approach realtors. Realtors are, again, it's another group of people that are professional, that know what it takes to create some income. They're, for the most part, go-getters. They're outgoing. They like people. So that's another group to go after. And again, you're just going to go after them with the approach of a way to make some extra revenue that doesn't interfere with what they're doing now. Todd Falcone has got a fantastic training course on that. Go to toddfalcone.com. Falcone is spelled Falcon with an E on the end. It's TODDFALCONE.com. He's got a course on there on prospecting realtors. And of course, every grocery store's got the signs on the grocery basket and all the books for the real estate listings in there. So you've got, the signs on the basket. That one, for example, they're paying to put that sign on that basket because they want to generate revenue. So call them. What's it going to hurt? The answer is no otherwise. So that's another one. A lot of people have success with bandit signs. Bandit signs are those little signs with the wire stand. They're kind of corrugated sign that you see placed on the side of the road, and it says call whatever number. You know, if you want to lose weight, call this number. Want to create some extra income, call this number, whatever. A lot of people have success with those bandit signs. So that's another option to try to generate some more leads coming into you. Now the bandit signs, it's probably best if you put them out on a Friday afternoon and go and collect them on Sunday, because if you leave them out there all the time, the public works department is going to throw them away. But you know, that's another opportunity. Clothing advertisements, slogans on clothing. I've got a shirt on right now that says "What if?" Okay, what if what? You won't believe how many people have said to me, "What if what?" Now this particular shirt happens to advertise a amusement park. The rest of the message is on the back, but just from them seeing the "what if" and asking me that question, it's like, you know, clothing advertising works. So that's another way to open a conversation. Rear window signs on your car, or the magnetic signs. That's another means of getting leads. I've had a car sign on my car, you know, for a year now, and I've probably, you know, in that year's time, I don't get 3 or 4 leads per month off of it, and I've signed up 2 people. But still, that's 2 people I would never have signed up, and what did it cost me? Just whatever it cost to put the lettering on the car, that was it. So that's another one. I already mentioned different networking events. Another type of networking event to join is a charity event. Maybe your kid's school has a phone room where you're calling for solicit donations or whatever, or your church has a church picnic. Get involved in those kinds of things. You're going to meet people. The whole point is to meet people and put them on your list so you can make that list as big as you can. If you live in a city that has a lot of trade shows, and Louisville has a ton of trade shows, go to the trade shows and talk to the people that have rented the booths in the shows about creating extra income. Guys, those booths in some of these shows cost as much as $5,000 to rent a booth. So these are people that are serious about creating extra income. They're serious about finding ways to increase their revenue. So go to these trade shows and prospect some of the people that work in the booths. This is a cool one that I heard. Doctor's offices. You know, you go into a doctor's office and people have to wait a long time. And what do most people do? They pick up the magazines in the office and they start looking at the magazines and reading through the magazines. Why not, while you're in the doctor's office, slip a few sizzle cards into those magazines? Especially the magazines on investing and you know, Money Magazine and Entrepreneur Magazine, when you see those laying around, or the magazines that the doctors put in there. You almost always have some kind of travel magazine laying in there. Put some sizzle cards in those magazines about earning some extra income. You've got a captive audience there that's mind is just wandering through space, and they'll come across that. So that's another option. Along that same lines, go to your local bookstore. Go to the Help Wanted section. You know, find the books on, you know, how to create extra income, you know, how to invest. Find those kind of books. Slip some of your sizzle cards in those books. You know, don't have them hanging out the top so the bookstore manager comes along and sees them and pulls them out, but have them in there. And don't put them at the end. You want to put them towards the very beginning of the book, because, you know, when people are leafing through it, they're going to look at the first chapter of the book. So make sure the card's in there. Same thing with some of the magazines that are on the rack. Just slip your sizzle card in there. The magazine already has cards in there. You know, who knows? Just slip some of yours in there as well. Another place where there's some great salespeople to meet is car lots. So why not go to a car lot and talk with some of the salespeople there? You know, you've got your restaurant people, the waiters and waitresses. I talk about that all the time. Dr. Wallach, actually, almost every time I've ever been with Dr. Wallach, he's pitched the waiter or waitress, if they're really sharp, you know, they're really sharp and act like they really care about their job. You know, he's pitched every one of them. He asks them some questions first. You know, are you in school? And, you know, how do you enjoy working here? What are you studying? And then he talks to them about, if I can show you how you can get some help with your tuition, or, you know, whatever happens to come up in the conversation, would you be interested? And he gets their contact information, and he has whoever's traveling with them call them up and talk about it more. So you've got that. Here's one I haven't tried that I've heard people talk about also. It's sticky notes. You know, the little sticky notes. They write on the sticky note, "Call me, important," and put their Sizzle line phone number on there. And then they go to the mall parking lots and they stick these on the driver's side window right above the door lock. You know, of course, first thing, you know, somebody sees that on their cars, oh no, somebody hit my car, and they go around and check the car, and they don't find any damage, and it's like, okay, what's this all about? And then they dial the number. So the whole point is, again, if you utilize a Sizzle line, it gets people to listen to the call, to hear a business opportunity message. You know, some of them will join. Some of them are going to leave a message because they like to have some more information in it. Most of them won't do anything, but it's just another way to kind of generate some leads that's low cost. And you're not going to go in the parking lot and put it on every car, because they're going to look around, they're going to see that note on every car, and they're just going to throw it away. But randomly pick some cars through the parking lot every time you go. This isn't something you got to make a special trip for. Every time you go to the grocery store, every time you go to the mall, stick some of those on the cars. Another one's public places like gas stations. You know, you can stick one of those post-it notes on the gas pump, or you can take one of those small baggies. They're smaller than a sandwich bag. They're called snack bags. Put some of your success cards in there. Tape it to the pump. Make sure you don't block any of the mechanisms on the pump, but tape it to the pump. People are standing there pumping gas. Their mind is wandering into space. You know, they'll keep looking at that card, earn extra money, or whatever your message is on it. They'll keep looking at it. Eventually, they're going to pull it out and they're going to call the phone number. You know, so that's another thing. Another person that I've talked with has put their success cards, Sizzle cards, whatever you want to call it, on the back of the bathroom stall doors. So when you close the door, there's the card. And when the cleaning people come in, they don't close the door behind them while they're cleaning, so they never see it. So it stays up there quite a while. So that's another thing. Another thing is the checkout line at a grocery store or Lowe's or wherever you happen to be. You know, say you're going to Kroger's or Lowe's, and you might only have one or two things. Are you going to pick the shortest line so you can get in and out quickly? Or are you going to look at all the lines with people in it and pick out the one that's got the sharpest person in the line? Okay, if you want to take this business to the next level, you're going to pick the one with the sharpest person in the line. And you're going to find some way to start a conversation with them. And you're not going to pitch them on your business. Just find some, you know, like right now the weather's crappy here in Kentucky. We've been frozen for 2 months. You know, start a conversation about that. And the whole point is, when you're done with the short conversation there, you know, you want to ask them a little bit about themselves, you know, what they do. You know, get some way of creating some curiosity in there. And, you know, let's say that you discover they're a business owner. You know, you're at Lowe's and they're a contractor. You can say that you specialize in teaching contractors how to create some more money outside of their general contracting business. And you hand them your card with your Sizzle information on it. Or, you know, say it's a stay-at-home mom. And you can say, I specialize in teaching stay-at-home moms how to create some career income from home. The whole point is you don't want to do a business presentation there. You want to create enough curiosity that they're going to want to talk with you. So you can either, if appropriate, collect their contact information. If not appropriate, at least give them a Sizzle card. So let's see, what else is there? Let's see, I already talked about putting them in the phone bill and electric bills and those kind of things. I think that just about covers it all. I use a service that has an 800 number available. It's called Growth Pro. It's a service that it has lead capture pages. It has a Sizzle line. It actually has a Sizzle line specifically for longevity as part of their service. It's got several longevity leaders on the Sizzle call talking about creating extra income. That's the one I use. It gives me an 800 number. I think you get 100 minutes per month. You can buy extra minutes fairly cheap. So I'm using that service. It also, like I said, it provides a lead capture system and some web pages You can customize the web pages yourself and put in there the longevity videos. It tells you how to go to YouTube and get the embed information and put it right in there. So that's the system I'm using, because it gives me Conference Bridge like this one. It gives me the 800 number. It has all kinds of training on there. I mean, hours and hours of training on there on what to do to generate leads and to take your business to the next level. And when people do go to the website, it has autoresponders on there that sends out emails at certain intervals for you. You can customize that, or you can use what they have built in. That's what I use to kind of track all this. And folks, I'm getting calls. I'm getting calls on those sizzle lines. I'm getting people that have come across my YouTube channel or my blog site, and on any social media, anything I've got out there, I have my lead capture system in there. So when they go to it, they click on it, they're going to see a little video, they're going to fill out the contact form, and people are doing it. So that's just one of the systems, one of the many systems out there that are available for people to use. And that's what I use. If you want more information on that, you can go to growthpro.aimhighforsuccess.com. That's growthpro.aimhighforsuccess.com. You can go to that, and it'll talk to you all about it. I think it's $39, maybe $49 a month. I don't remember what it was now, but provide you all those tools. Also, feel free to go to my training website at any time. The training website is bestnetfun.com, bestnetfun.com. I have all kinds of videos and things on there from Eric Worre and other people. I told you at the beginning of the call, I'd mentioned some books that I've read that have been very helpful. There's a book called The 4-Year Career by Richard Bliss Brooke. Fantastic book. I think I paid $9.99 on Kindle for that. Let's see. Top Earner Recruiting Secrets by Jessica and Ray Higdon. That has been a fantastic book. Some of the less expensive books that I found extremely helpful was 26 Instant Marketing Ideas to Build Your Network Marketing Business. I got that one from Tom Big Al Schreider. I think it was $2.99 on Kindle. How to Get Instant Trust, Belief, Influence, and Rapport. 13 Ways to Open Minds. That's another one from Tom Big Al Schreider. And he has one on stories. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. How to Prospect, Sell, and Build Your Network Marketing Business with Stories. Probably of all of them, that one's the one that I found the most helpful of the ones I've mentioned so far, because he goes into all kinds of different stories. And I found several of his stories that I was able to adapt for my own use and have used it quite successfully. Again, all of his are $2.99. He's got one on icebreakers. So check out all of Big Al's things on the Kindle store. 2 other books. One is from a guy named Don Failla, Failla, the 45-second presentation. He also has a book called The System, the 3 steps to, I can't read the title here. 3 steps to build a large, successful network marketing organization, Don Failla. And my favorite of all that I think everybody should get, and I've mentioned it over and over and over again, is Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional by Eric Worre. I actually have a link to that book on my training website, bestnetfun.com. I highly recommend that one. So I'm going to wrap this up for today. I hope everybody found some value in what I've talked about today. I hope everybody takes some of the advice and takes their business to that next level and decides that they're going to go pro. Again, I'm going to try to do these trainings every week. Mainly I'm doing it for my team, but anybody is welcome to attend as well. So if you found some value in this, please share and invite them to come to the next call.